As you can see, I am in a different setting. I'm in the hospital. My withdrawal from meth was so intense that I justified doing a small bit of heroin, which I don't have a tolerance for anymore because I quit opiates back in June, I think, was like the last time I had hard opiates, and it was laced with fentanyl. It took about 10 minutes until I went unconscious. I did like four or five shots and one nasal spray in the course of 20 minutes before I started to really come to. And then I just didn't feel right, because I would love to say that I overdosed once and it scared the shit out of me and I never touched the stuff again, but the fact of the matter is I overdosed just a few months back in Florida. But paramedics came to that one. And that one, I did a bump of straight fentanyl. So I think the stuff that I did tonight was probably cut with a lot of fentanyl, just by how much they had to use to get me back. I feel like I've had so many close calls in my addiction, and I have friends who didn't have anyone there when they did something that was cut with too much fentanyl, and they're not here anymore. They're nothing but a memory now, you know? They're gone forever, you know? 20-something years old, gone forever, because someone cut something with too much fentanyl. Recently lost my cousin to, I believe, an overdose. It's hard to say how I feel. I say I always like it's so routine, but I feel a lot of shame around an overdose because I cannot imagine how scary it would be to have to save the person you care about's life, to not know if they're gonna make it. But I'm not gonna take this chance for granted, and I'm not gonna let shame feed into me continuing to use. And I'm gonna, no matter how wrong it feels, because I'm just covered in like a shame blanket, I'm gonna still choose myself and choose to share this stuff and choose to get better. any way I can, because frankly, like, I don't think I have any lives left. I have fluid in my lungs, my oxygen keeps dropping, and pneumonia in my lungs. And they're going to do some kind of test on my heart tomorrow as well. So I could be facing some really not great news. I mean, being here with pneumonia in my lungs, treated with IV antibiotics, is not something I would ever consider ideal, but I'm just really fucking happy that I have another chance, even though it's hard for me to feel like I deserve it. It's hard for me to feel like this is ever going to stop. I can tell that my family is strained, and I can tell that I just need to get better. I just think everyone is so exhausted for when will we get the call for the next thing that happens to her, you know, like, I don't want to make people live that way. I've lived that way. I can't keep causing so much pain. I just need to learn to forgive myself, so that way I can move forward. And tonight, that doesn't feel like something I'll be able to do, but I'm not giving up.